How many people here, this is their first conference in person this year? Ooh, I guess that's just about everybody. Well, I can guarantee this is going to be your best conference so far this year. So, with 100% certainty. And then how many people here raise your hand if you were on the steering committee to help put the content together and to present. Okay, so look around. Everybody, oh, come on, a little higher, everybody. Do a little exercise. All right, so thank you, everybody. We couldn't have done this without you. And anybody else, if you don't like the conference, those are the people that you go to complain. So let's get started. Just so excited to pull this together. We tried to plan the conference last year, and we were going to have it, and we had to go virtual. And again, just to show of hands, how many people joined at least one session at CustomerX Con 2020? Oh, good. So we have a lot of new faces here. Great. Well, so the theme is better together, and it's so appropriate because there's a lot of different aspects of things that are better together as it relates to the work that we do. I think first and foremost is the community, and these are a lot of the people that were on the steering committee. Oh, I got to get on camera here, I guess. So these are a lot of people that were on the steering committee that helped shape the agenda, shape the format. But I mean, better together means that we're all better as we come together to elevate our game and to figure out how we can have greater impact on our companies and build better relationships with our customers. So that's one aspect of better together. But then also, you know, as we know, our jobs exist because we recognize the fact that as our companies, the more we interact with our customers and engage them, the better we all are, right? That's a no-brainer. We don't have to point that out. But also, we hear a lot of times where we're talking to people, especially Slap 5 clients, where it's like, if only I could work more closely with my customer success teams. They're just so burdened, overworked, they've managed so many accounts, and so that's going to be part of the theme. You're going to hear a lot of their sessions and breakouts where we're going to talk about how can we work better with our customer success teams. And then also sales. I hear that's even a bigger challenge in a lot of companies, is really creating that real collaborative, cooperative relationship with sales. So that's what we're all about here, is to really elevate our game, figure out how we can be better together as a community. But before we do that, we're going to have a little fun. So you guys ready? We're going to do Family Feud. All right. So, Vanna, if you could show us the question. If you could tap on show question.
Yes, sorry.
So, the question here, and what we're going to do is we want each table to get together, and we're going to take 5 minutes, and you're going to come up with a list among the group at your table of the top 10 things that, oh, where'd the question go? Things that are better together than they are alone. All right, and this could be anything. It can be food, it can be famous people, it can be items, anything you could think of. Here's what we're going to do. So we're going to go through, we're going to go have each table give us your number 1, and we're going to see if it's on the list. And then after they're all revealed, you're going to add up your scores for the 10 on your list based on the points. And the team with the highest score, everybody gets their choice of either a Slap 5 IM customer-led pint class or a Phonocracy book. Your pick. And the pint glass, by the way, will be filled with beer every time you need it filled. So let's start with the table that thinks they're the best. Give us your number 1.
Our number 1 is socks.
Socks. Is that socks on the list? Socks is not on the list. Okay, how about this table?
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Peanut butter and chocolate. No? Is our buzzer working?
Let's see. No.
Okay. Okay, you got one?
Marketing and sales.
Oh, marketing and sales. Better together. That's a good one. A little too serious for this early in the morning, though, isn't it? Can you give us one? I'm going to save you the buzzer. Can you give us another one? No, okay. What's number 2 on your list? Peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly? All right, over here. You guys have one over there? Okay, we have one from Zoom, milk and cereal. All right, Kim. Milk and cookies. What is going on here? All right, did you guys give us one, BT? Wine and cheese. All right, let's take one from the virtual. Cheese and crackers. All right, how about back there in East Boston? Chips and salsa.
Winner.
Yeah, chips and salsa. All right, back there. What is it? Peas and carrots. They're awful together. All right, one more from the group, Margaret. Wolves, I guess in a pack. A wolf pack. All right. We didn't do too well. So I did hear a lot of great ones when I was walking around. Who wants to throw out another guess that they think is on the list?
Companies and customers.
Companies and customers is valid, but that's still a little too serious for this early in the morning. So this is for fun. Baseball and hot dogs.
Part two.
All right, Becca? Pen and paper? That's true. All right. We're going on. Anybody think they've got one that's definitely on the list? David?
Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic?
Oh, no.
All right. I have to say though, all these ones that you guys have said were all on the list because we actually did a survey on LinkedIn and Facebook, and so I haven't heard one that wasn't voted, but it just didn't make the top 8. Allison, did you have one? Bert and Ernie.
Close.
All right, let's do the big reveal, Dana. Number 1. Number 1.
Oh, Allison has got Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry.
Okay.
All right. We'll do one more from Zoom.
I don't think
We have more. Okay.
Okay, we're ready?
Yep.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Oh my God.
You gotta click the actual number. Bacon and eggs. Come on. Doesn't bacon go better with everything? Batman and Robin. Was that on your list? All right. Yin and Yang. Sonny and Cher. Martinis and olives. So take your top 10. Take your top 10 as a group table. Add up, assign points, these points to each one you've got in your top 10, and calculate your total. 40, we have 4 tables, duking it out. 40, 45? All right, how many points there? 53 points. All right. You guys rocked it. All right, the winners. So whatever you want, you can grab your free gift. Photocracy book, slot 5, I am customer-led pine class. And by the way, anybody else that wants one can have one too. So, all right. So let's keep going here. One of the things that came out of our CustomerX Con 2020, when we were debriefing with our steering committee after the event, is we asked the committee, what do you guys want to do next? As a community, what should we do next? You all gave us great feedback, helped us put on a great virtual conference last October and November. And the thing that came out and immediately steered that whole conversation was people said, we want to know more about what our C-level executives expect of us and want from our programs. So we took that to heart and we said, we're going to do some research there. And so we did a couple of things. One is I did a bunch of interviews of CEOs and some chief, like even one CFO, and a couple of chief customer officers to really get in and ask that question. You know, there's people in your company that run these customer programs, and you may not know too much about the actual activities that they do, but they're incredibly valuable, let me tell you that. But what do you really want from them? How do you want them to help you drive your initiatives? And so, and then we also did with Bill Lee and I, and Bill I think is joining us virtually. Hello, Bill. We also did a roundtable where we pulled together 10 senior executives and had three or four different sessions, each an hour long, where we just brainstormed and talked about what it is. Whoop.
Sorry.
No, go forward. Keep going forward.
Sorry.
All right. So we learned quite a bit from that. And one of the things, and it reinforced what I said a year ago at the conference when I was kicking off on my opening session last year, was that if you connect your work to the strategic growth initiatives that your executives care about, your executives are going to care more about your work. All right? And so, but what do we mean by that? And so when I asked these senior executives, you know, what is really on your mind? Well, these are the things that our group wanted us to test. Like, these are the activities that we care about: our case studies, our happy quotes, our peer reviews, testimonial videos, reference calls, advocacy challenges, things like that. But when we talk to the executives, here's the things that they want help with. They say, we need these teams to step up and help us drive improvements in our customer retention. And of course, that led to a few other things like driving deeper engagement, driving deeper usage, things like that. And all these slides will be available. I love that you guys are taking the picture of this. This is great. But we'll also make everything available. They also want help with both landing and expanding accounts, because these C-level executives care an awful lot about growing the accounts that you have. They care about accelerating adoption, because they know adoption and usage of your products is key to driving customer satisfaction, lifetime value, and renewal. Launching new products, driving innovation. They want customers to help them drive innovation and bring customer feedback into their product roadmaps. And penetrating new markets. So these types of initiatives are all the things that they cared about. And what was interesting, I think it was BT asked yesterday, what was the difference between what the CEOs said and like the chief revenue officers or chief sales officers? And let me say, they all centered around these same themes, but the CEOs cared more about things like their retention, land and expand. The VPs of sales or chief sales officers or chief revenue officers that we talked to, they were mentioned things that are more traditionally associated with their goals, right? So they wanted help like accelerating sales cycles and improving win rates. Those are things that they wanted from these teams. But those are all really valid points. And so what I want to do is just show you some of the things that you guys need to be thinking about, of needles that you want to be trying to move as you deal with these executives. So think about things like, you want to be able to say things like this to your executive team. Customer marketing influenced X millions in revenue this year, which is Y% of our total revenue. Being able to tell them that, yes, this is what we did. Or think about expansion revenue. So customer marketing influenced X millions of dollars of expansion revenue, which is Y% of total revenue, things like that. So things like this, this is a great one too, that you need to be able to tell people. Accounts engaged by customer marketing have an X% renewal rate versus those that aren't have a Y% renewal rate. So you're showing that you're contributing to retention. Things like this. Opportunities influenced by customers or customer content have a win rate of X% compared to our overall win rate of Y%. So these are all very important things. And so, like I said in the slide that I wasn't able to show, this is our time to shine. And these are the things that we need to be thinking about. And this is why we pulled everybody together for this conference, is because you're going to hear an awful lot about not only better together, how do we work better with customer success, how do we work better with sales, how do we work better with our own marketing departments, but there's also an awful lot we're going to be talking about in terms of how do we demonstrate our value to the organization to get more buy-in, and we're going to be talking an awful lot about how do we measure our impact and influence on the company. And we're going to be doing that through a variety of formats. We have a great set of sessions that people have volunteered to pull together some amazing content. And then we also have the group therapy breakout sessions. And so we really want you guys to pay attention to these. Dana's going to introduce those. She has the little table tents. We're going to just pick a topic. They correlate with the topics on the ribbons. And so we really want to dive into some of these challenge areas that you guys voted on or nominated and voted on. So, and really, this isn't prepared content, but there's going to be a table leader for each topic just to keep the discussion going. Okay? So who's ready to go and start to learn and from each other. And did anybody meet anybody new at their table when they did their exercise this morning? All right. And so we also have a lot of time baked in for networking. We have a great party planned tonight. And again, you can, bottomless pint glasses for anybody that wants to partake in that. Even some martinis and olives. And then we also have plenty of break time for specifically set aside for networking. Okay.